G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, something a little bit different for you on the channel today. I have got a story time. Now this story time is how I became a supporter, a member, a fan of the mighty South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now you might go, well, we don't need to hear that. A lot of you guys do ask why I support Queensland and the South Sydney Rabbitohs, because South Sydney is based in New South Wales. Well, I'm here to answer all those questions in one video. So, this is the story time of how I became a Rabbitohs fan. Now, I have got this all up on Facebook. I've posted it up there so you guys can read it on there if you want. Yeah, let's jump in. So, all right. So, I cop a bit of flack because I'm from Queensland but go for the mighty Rabbitohs. Most of the flack comes from people in Brisbane and my hometown Rockhampton telling me I should barrack for the Brisbane Broncos of the North Queensland Cowboys. Occasionally, I'll get the odd Rabbitohs fan tell me I'm a bandwagon supporter. However, here is the origin story of how I became a South Sydney Rabbitohs supporter. I believe the year was 1997. I was almost 3 years old. My dad, who was quite the tennis fan, occasionally liked the cricket, but not really much into rugby league, purchased me two little plush footies. One of which was an AFL one. The colours were blue and yellow. It had an eagle on the side of it, and to this day I barrack for the West Coast Eagles in the AFL. But that's not what this story is about. The other was, of course, red and green with quite the cute animal on the side, a white rabbit. Obviously, at that age, I couldn't really comprehend what to make of these plush footies, only that they had a bird and a bunny on them. As the years went on and I was around 5 years old, so in 1999, I remember watching the TV and seeing this red and green jersey and I was gobsmacked. On the front of this jersey, a white rabbit, the same as my ball. Still at 5 years old, I didn't really understand what was happening, just these men running at each other and cheering as they dove over the white line. Very confusing, but I seemed to like it. 2000 came along and to my surprise, I couldn't see my team. I watched all the free-to-air games every week, surprised and confused. As a 6-year-old, I asked my dad, why isn't the red and green team playing? He told me that they were having a rest. It had been a long time since they'd had some time off. Once again, 2001 rolled around, still no red and green team. I was heartbroken but hopeful they would return. 2002 came around. At that point, I was 8. I understood more about the sport of rugby league and at this stage, also played for my local team, the Fitzroy Sharks. To my surprise, the mighty Rabbitohs were back. However, only winning a handful of games. To this day, I still bleed red and green. I love my Rabbitohs, always have and always will. I may not have gone through the heartbreak that most had to, with a lot of fans waiting 43 years for that premiership. I technically only had to wait since 1997. But I'm as loyal as any. I love my red and green team and I always will. And I'm so thankful that my plush footy had a rabbit on it and not a rooster. I've always hated roosters. And that's the story of how a child from Rockhampton, Queensland, a small but lovely country town in Central Queensland, became a loyal and passionate rugby league fan. Win, lose or tie, South Sydney till I die. Let's bloody go. Let me know what you guys thought about that one. I don't share that too often. My close mates know about that story. But yeah, look, I get a lot of people ask, why do you support Rabbitohs being a Queenslander? Well, there's your story, guys. So I really do hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.